Hello, my darlings. How are you all? I am so delighted to be back reading for you all. I've entered a new chapter in my life. It's been an extraordinary time. I know that I have been away from YouTube for quite a while, and so I'm so grateful to all of you who have remained so steadfastly and loyally by my side whilst I've been going through quite a change in my life. I am so delighted, as I said, to be back reading for you all. And as I put in the post, this is what I was told by the universe to do. They are going to be my readings, random readings. They will be as and when it feels right for me to do so, rather than a very strict structure that I've been doing before. Now, that may mean that I may do sometimes what seems to be like dailies or weeklies or sometimes monthlies. It may be some star sign readings, it may be love readings or relationship readings, more generally, career, life path, whatever it is that I feel guided to do. What I do know with that, which when the universe very strongly imparted this information to say, just read, Victoria, just read. And those that are meant to hear it will come. Those that are meant to hear the message will see your reading. So that's what I'm going to do. There are my random readings, and I trust that you will receive the information if it is intended for you within your divine design. I do hope you're all well. I have missed you all. I'm so grateful to all of your loyalty and your support, for those of you that have remained so steadfastly by my side, and for all the love and care that you have shown to me. So thank you. I send it back tenfold to you, and I'm giving you all a huge virtual hug right now. So we're going to move ahead and just do a very general random reading. I am using, what am I using? What am I using? I'm using these cards, which are the ARC cards, and they also have some oracle cards as well that come with them. And we will see what wishes to come out. So do you know what? Actually, let's pull an overriding oracle card first of all and see, for those that are meant to hear this message, thank you, Spirit. For those that are meant to hear this message, what is the overriding message that wishes to come out? You've got the Starfish. So let me show you this card, the Starfish. This involves more than you at this time. I trust that makes sense. This involves others around you at this time. Whenever I see the Starfish, it deeply resonates within me about healing, about deep level healing that has been happening. And sometimes, because we've trained ourselves to do this, with a huge amount of impatience, it's like, God, I thought I was getting better, and now I've just been triggered by that. And why is this taking so long? I mean, that's sort of the Starfish, because it sort of rests, it takes things slowly, it rests on the boulders, which represents perhaps issues that we may be having at this time. But do you see almost that there's sort of a very much a stretching forward? There's a sort of, these three starfish are all going in one direction, and there is a sense of movement there as well. Although they're not moving, there is a sense of movement, and that's the message that Spirit wants to give you, that if on the surface of what is happening you can't see a lot of change, trust that, remembering we're energy, first and foremost energy, trust that deep within you there are very subtle but very important shifts and changes that are taking you energetically evolving in a way that's very powerful for you. And these little starfish here are just being nudged forward with every single little shift and change. What does it say here? Cosmic energy, mystical awareness, and regeneration. So if we think about the word regeneration, generation talks about, we talk about ourselves being in each generation of parenthood or childhood. So generation is a long time, isn't it, in our lifetime? And a regeneration of something or someone, universe is saying, it takes time. It takes time for a plant to regenerate. It takes time to mold and create and disuse anything that we are not meant to be holding on to anymore. It doesn't, there's certain things that we know happen overnight, but those things tend to be things that we see or hear or feel on the surface. It's the deep level, that stickiness. It takes time. So trust that what may be seen to be taking a very long time, actually there's so much that's shifting and changing around within you that actually there are subtle changes on the surface that you'll be seeing in your life right now. And they want you, coming back to these words here with mystical awareness, they want you, spirit wants you, your soul is urging you to be very aware from a spiritual, mystical standpoint. Ooh, that's interesting. Be curious about what has changed in your life. And then you will receive the insight as to why. Some of it may be very clear for you right now. Other things you may not have noticed, but it's subtle. Remember, it's very subtle changes and all fits in beautifully in the pattern in your life. And mystical awareness, be aware of the mystery of it, be aware of things that happen that are slightly magical, that are more than slightly magical, that are sort of unexplainable, the mystical awareness, unexplainable. This is cosmic energy at force. This is starseed energy. This is life-changing energy. This is you as a life force evolving and shifting and changing accordingly. And also remember, this is down to your free will. You make those decisions. You know, the universe is there to support you. The universe is there to say yes to everything. We're here to evolve, but we were given the choice of free will. You have chosen, whether on a conscious level or on some sub level, you have chosen to make these shifts and changes. And that's really, really beautiful. So, and I just want to show you that again. If you want to take a picture of that, there is, and it doesn't matter whether, you know, you're feeling like you're stuck on this issue, or you're this one, or you're this one. The wave, that wave, and waves, water represents energy and motion. It's all taking this you, others forward at this time. And you've all got your eyes on the prize almost. You can almost see it's like this sort of stretching towards wherever it is that you're looking to go towards. So let's do a little bit more. So remember the starfish as the overriding energy here. Thank you, Spirit. Can you tell me a little bit more? Thank you. I want you to come out. Ooh, you've got the shark, the devil. Now, I love to see this here because look what you've got alongside of it. You've got the polar bear, the star. So these are two major arcanas, as you know. Now, what I feel with this, both pretty solitary creatures, I'm going to say. The shark is very misunderstood, isn't it? And yes, it can be fearsome, but it's also known spiritually as the peaceful warrior. And what Spirit is urging you to do and remember right now is that you are going through, and it takes, thank you, Spirit, an incredible amount of fighting spirit to be a peaceful warrior to do this. You are going through, you are commanding, you are bringing forth an extraordinary amount of change. And that takes a certain amount of, I'm not going to say it's not aggression, but it's a certain amount of fight within you. It's a certain amount of despite everything. Now, remember, warriors, if you think about the term of the warrior, it kind of goes back, doesn't it, to times when the warrior was in an ideal and it lived and breathed, he or she lived and breathed and did for the whole, and may not have completely understood what that whole was, but they were fueled and fired up with wishing to protect, wishing to serve. Now, however you want to resonate that with your life, that is what Spirit is saying to you. It takes that warrior spirit within you, whether you are a woman or a man, listen to this. It's that warrior woman, divine feminine energy within you that is determined to overcome, to come through, literally to overcome. And it's not actually to come through, is it, Spirit? It is to overcome, because you're kind of like the waves. You're sort of you're going up and over something. And sharks have incredible sonar. And that is to say, be very aware of what you are, one, sending out as an energy right now, because it's incredibly powerful and peaceful at the same time. But my goodness, you're sending out an energy of, I'm going to do this, and also an energy of no, and also an energy of determination, as I said, and that absolute fighting spirit. And that is to be applauded, because, the devil card is about overcoming restraints. It's about understanding the dark as well as the light within us. It's about understanding that there are necessities of contrast within us, that we can't have one without the other. We can't be happy and not have sadness. Everything comes almost as a pair. Sometimes we have to go through extraordinary contrasts in our lives in order to reach that which we desire. That's the law of opposites. You have to go through the opposite of it in order to then reach it, because one comes with the other. And the devil is about overcoming with that warrior-like spirit. It's about overcoming what you felt you were trapped in before. If you look at the word here, bondage and living in darkness. And you're overcoming that, and you're coming into a different form of awareness, a different form of understanding. When we understand, we feel a sense of peace. When we understand something or someone or ourselves, and that understanding means that you can see both sides, and you understand what trigger points are. You understand why somebody may react a certain way. You understand why you may react a certain way, and there is no blame. That's the peaceful warrior. But it's about the determination to perhaps overcome obstacles that you've placed in your way before, by how you may have been thinking about yourself, how you may have been thinking about the situation, or others. And that is really beautiful card for you. And alongside of that, of course, you have the polar bear, the star card. Now, the clarity that is coming as a part of your spiritual awakening. This is the star card. It is to say, have more than hope right now. It says here on the card, hope, but have more than hope. Have utter, complete faith that because of what you are doing right now, because of all of these cards talk about healing, because of all of the hard work that you are doing, that fighting spirit within you to come through this in a very powerful, peaceful, remember, peaceful warriors, the shark, peaceful way, is bringing forth. You are calling forth right now. It's like the North Star. You are calling forth energies that have been present there. We are always ready to receive that infinite from the universe, but we create the blockages. We're the ones building up barricades around us all the time with certain thoughts and certain actions that we do. But the polar bear and the star is to say that there is movement now, that because of this inner healing, you are making unique footsteps forward. Think about the polar bear's paws in the snow. You're making unique footsteps forward you haven't done before. This is a whole new way, a whole new approach that you're coming into. This is your energy, my darling. And there is a very, this polar bear is on a mission. It's got intention, it's got determination. And the polar bear also represents the need to have previously removed yourself from something, from a situation, from yourself, or from your thoughts, whatever it may be for you, but to have detached, to have distanced yourself, to have retracted perhaps things that you have been saying, and you're sort of almost crossing them out in your mind, or taking them back. But the polar bear is about the need for seclusion, the need for solitude, and the importance of understanding that that star, just like that starfish, remember that, there is, with the deep inner healing that's been happening, there is now a sense of newness and clarity and awareness, and also signs, because this is movement here, signs of that which you have hoped for. It says here, gifts from the Great Spirit. So blessings that you deserve. That's the difference. We can be blessed over and over and over again. We always are. But if we don't recognize it as such, or we turn away from it because subconsciously we don't feel we deserve it, then it's the universe is always knocking. It's whether we look and open it and saying, oh my goodness, I do deserve that. Thank you so much. So I love that. Let's just go in a little bit more for you. And then I'm going to wrap up this reading for today. So the starfish, the shark, the devil, and the polar bear. Thank you. And isn't it extraordinary? I mean, these two cards, sorry, I have to do this. The dark, the light, the dark, the light. One doesn't come without the other. So let's have a look. Anything else, Spirit, you want to tell me? Thank you. Oh my goodness, a lot there. I saw the little alligator there, which talks about transition. Too many cards, Spirit. Just the one, please. Thank you. Well, you get the two. You get the spider, the high priestess. Beautiful card. So now we have, of all these cards, you've got three major arcanas have come out. And remember that the arcanas are about the big life-changing events that we feel we have no control over. We shouldn't really, because if we had control over it, we might muck it up. Do you remember the story? For those of you that know, I've said this before. For those of you that don't, if the universe is a mother cooking in her kitchen and she is preparing for her child that dish she knows that her child absolutely loves, and the little child's next door, really impatient, you know, drumming their fingers on the table, going, oh, I really want that. I really want that. I'll go and help mummy. I'll go and help her. And then I can speed things up. So the child goes into the kitchen. Mummy, can I help you? And the mother knows that with the child's help, there's going to be mess. There could be chaos. There could be things that are broken. And it's not going to come out prepared quite as she imagined. You know, imagine like when you've got the cakes you're making or the, you know, the muffins, it never looks quite the same, but it is beautiful as such because your child has been a part of it. And the mother will always say yes, knowing that it won't be quite as was within the divine design. So just think on that. And that's the whole thing about the high priestess. Everything is connected. You are living now, it says here, secret knowledge. You are coming into a space, or have come into a space of almost having that secret awareness of understanding things in a different way. And it's almost like as a lovely friend of mine who talks about her secret garden. There are certain things you just keep to yourself and you don't want anybody else, however much you'd like to talk about it. It's always best just to, it feels right just to keep some things to yourself and not to let other energies either demotivate you or create false starts or delay things, not because they intentionally want to, just because energy is energy and it all blends and creates together. But just certain things you just keep quietly to yourself and you have the enjoyment of knowing that within that space. And you can call it your secret garden, but that's the spider. It's about the gentle approach that Spirit is saying that this is your contrast again. You've got the Mantinet with the Five of Cups here. It says here, better times ahead, loss or hidden solutions. Now, there has been despair, there has been despondency, there has been perhaps drama in your life, there has been a need to take certain actions, there has been a lethargy, I feel, as well, a heaviness that has happened. Now, stop for a minute within that Five of Cups. Look back. I really feel it's a looking back for you right now. Look back at that energy you were in. Five means change. Cups are about emotions, about energy, emotion, about those deep feelings, subconscious and subconscious. What has occurred for you during that Five of Cups time? And if you can seek and see and be open, which I know that you already are, because there have been so many observations that you have been making. This is why this energy is appearing as such for you with the shark, the polar bear, and the spider. If you see the lesson, then that class is closed. It's done. It doesn't need to be taken again. You're not going to repeat that cycle. So there is still something within it where it says hidden solutions. And alongside the spider here, which is about the need to do nothing as the high priestess, the need to keep things to yourself, the need to be aware that there is something yet still to be revealed. And maybe it's just simply with you opening yourself up to the answer. It will present itself. Now, the universe works in wonderful, mysterious, as we know, and magical ways. Mystical awareness, remember that, cosmic energy. And just when you least expect it, the answer will come in for you. So keep things to yourself. Trust that there is something that you don't yet know. Trust also firmly in the approach that you are taking, the delicate, balanced approach that you are taking, perhaps tentative at times, and also trust and say thank you to yourself for the patience that you have been exhibiting. Literally, patience is one of the biggies, isn't it? We all kind of want it to happen now, but there is such a thing as natural design, divine design. And when it does happen in that, we go, oh my goodness, isn't that amazing how that's happened? So just have that secret knowledge, keep things to yourself, trust that everything's connected, trust that there is a regeneration happening, trust that you will receive what you need within your divine design. Look back at that 5 of Cups stage and know that that has given you something. Nothing happens randomly. It all happens for a reason. And you and only you can intuitively feel and allow that answer to come through you, or put it out to the universe. Thank you for showing me. Thank you for showing me the answer to that. Thank you for showing me that this issue has already been resolved for me. And I think that's wonderful. And then you're going to be quite industrious because you've got the 3 of Pentacles with the little mouse here. So this is to say, don't be scared. Don't be scared about what you're creating. You're creating this. You're changing it. It can be a big, scary world. Remember, the mouse lives in a big, scary world. But within that little tiny body, there is the courage of a lion to go out, to venture forth with all the danger that exists, and to go and seek and to take instant delight in what it receives. Remember that a mouse would see what we have. You know, we could see something as a drop, as a little morsel. The mouse would see it as a feast. So see the delight, see the surprises, see the gifts, and all the tiny little things that are all lining up for you. This is a new foundation. This is a co-creation here with you and spirit, collaboration, a joyful collaboration. Be inquisitive, be curious, keep your ear to the ground like the little mouse. Be aware of what's happening around you. It says here, follow your dreams as well. And it's also got the word research, which says there is more information that's going to come to you, my darling. And then you're going to rise above it. The King of Swords, the Condor. Truth, final authority, brilliant mind. Condor. They want you to look up the Condor for you. This Condor at the moment is walking. Interestingly enough, in this card, it's not flying, but this looks like spring to me. And this is saying to me that the Condor is in a very relaxed state of being, and it can fly and it will fly and it'll be extraordinary. Doesn't the Condor have a huge wingspan? And this is to say that this has been also a rest time for you before you take flight. The King of Swords, in command of, able to articulate, able to present yourself, able to articulate again to the universe exactly what you are desiring, able to express yourself in a way that you haven't been able to express yourself before. Authority, whether you're going to step into a role that is absolutely perfect for you, and people will respect how you handle yourself, how you approach, how you communicate. All of these things, my darling. Truth, big one, obviously, final authority, and a brilliant mind. So all of this is to say that whatever you're going to do, thinking about the swords here, thinking about what you're going to communicate, the Condor is independent, it lives alone. So there will be, you're going to be able to make extraordinary independent decisions that are absolutely, they feel right to you. They're more than logical. They feel right to you. They feel it's those wise wisdom, wise intellectual, spiritual downloads of matter. You're going to know, and you're going to be, it's going to be, you're going to feel in control in a very commanding way, but not controlling way, if that makes sense to you. So there we are. I trust that has helped those that have resonated with this reading. I look forward to doing another one for you this week. I will be, I may do one tomorrow. I may do one on Thursday. I may do one on Friday. The universe will guide me. I may do another 3 this week. I don't know. That's the beauty of it. But the randomness means that I'm in a state of, this is so exciting. I can't wait to do this. And the universe is random, but everything is beautifully, like the high priestess, everything is beautifully connected. So it may be a random reading, but it'll be perfect if it resonates with you. I, again, so happy to be back, so delighted to be reading for you. Thank you as ever. And I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Let me know how you're all doing. Oh, by the way, if this reading does resonate, do book a reading with me if you would like to have a reading. I do readings, I think now every sort of other week. So there is a sort of a window of opportunity for a little bit towards the end of this week. Otherwise, not next week, but the following week. But I do readings. If this did resonate with you, then follow it up with a reading with me. So much love, and speak to you and see you very soon. Take care, my darlings. Bye-bye.